Good morning. My name is Kate Bailey, and I am an author, a worship leader, and a music therapist. So, this channel is for everything from updates on my books, insights that God's given me, and songs that I write from time to time. This weekend, I had the privilege to go to a walk to Emmaus, which is really special, and everyone gets something different out of it. Everyone's walk is unique, and it is absolutely precious to get into a community of believers. But what I'm going to talk about today is interactive prayer, which isn't something they talked about, but something that God talked to me about during that time. God is so good, and He wants to spend time with us. One of the ways is through Scripture, which I am extremely passionate about. I love diving into Scripture. I love feeding passion into people about getting into the Word and seeing what God has for us, because the Word is powerful and effective, and it's always new. So that's something super, super cool. But what God talked to me about was prayer. And so at the beginning of my walk, my sister and my mom gave me this journal, completely new. Usually I run through a journal about once every 3 months because I write a lot. Not only for my books, but also it really helps me hear God. I hear God best through the end of a pen. And so I want to show you all something really cool. In the last 3 days, He's filled half of this journal with His things that He has for me, which is super, super cool. But one of the things about prayer, some people find it hard to get into, and that it is understandable. But God showed me a really cool picture today in my quiet time of prayer being like two friends that work together. And they don't talk all the time because they wouldn't be able to get anything done. But when one finds something cool or something needed, he tells the other who listens. And it works both ways. God talks to us and we listen, and we talk to God and He listens. It happens through intercession, which is prayer for others. And it happens through more personal, I don't know a word for this one, but I call it interactive prayer. And so this weekend, what happened was sometimes God would just talk to me and I'd hear Him out of the blue. Sometimes I would ask Him a question and I'd wait and I'd listen. So like one of my questions was, what do I need? Oh, this one's a good one. How do you see me? So I encourage each of y'all to just stop and ask God, how do you see me? And let Him answer you, because it's going to be so heartwarming to hear it. I know that, especially as ladies, when we look into the mirror, all we see is our imperfections. That we don't even like looking at ourselves in the mirror, but God does. And in order to see us how God sees us, we need to start appreciating our beauty and seeing our beauty. And even though that is tough, it is something that will get easier with time. And the more that we see the way that God sees us, we can see the way that God sees others. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And then sometimes God asks me a question. Like this morning, what is your ideal day? It's like, without thinking about anything that I have to do, I actually came up with a really cool structure for a day, even though I can't abide by it most days. Some days I can. But it's also, I love this one. What is your biggest dream? What is the biggest thing that you can imagine for your life? Because in Ephesians 3:20 and 21, God will do more than we can ask or imagine. And so we need to start asking Him for what we ask and imagine and seeing what we want, because we can't ask God for something that we want if we don't think about it. And so take time and dream big. So that's all I have on an interactive prayer. Oh, and I'm going to be trying to be a little more spontaneous and take this with me in my car and wherever I go, so that when God does talk, I can listen. So I would encourage y'all, find whatever way you hear God best and learn how to listen throughout the day, just spontaneously. And it takes time, but it's like any other relationship you're in, that the more time you spend with each other, whether or not you're talking to each other, the more time you spend with each other, the deeper the relationship is. And then when things happen, you can talk about the big things. So I just wanted to encourage y'all this week. Have a blessed week, and I will see y'all later.